I'm Bob Latta. President Biden has said that the buck stops with him on the actions that he's taken in Afghanistan. And so the American people want to know, and the people of the 5th District want to know what contingency plans, as he said that his administration has had, to take all these actions after the 2,500 American troops were ordered to be pulled out of Afghanistan. He said that we would not have anything like in Saigon, where we saw U.S. helicopters coming into the United States Embassy evacuating Americans. We're seeing that right now in Kabul. Mr. President, is this part of your contingency plan? And these are the questions and the contingency questions that Americans have. Did his contingency plan take into account talking to U.S. military personnel on the ground there? Did his contingency plans take into account talking to intelligence as to what was occurring in Afghanistan? Did his contingency plan find and ask the question is how we're going to evacuate 10 to 15,000 Americans in a short period of time if everything was collapsing around in Afghanistan at that moment? Did his contingency plan talk about how we're going to evacuate the tens of, if not thousands, of Afghans that helped us during the last 20 years, so they're not going to be murdered, and their families? Did his contingency plans take those into account? Did his contingency plan explain how the U.S. military equipment was going to be left in Afghanistan, to be left to terrorists, to probably be used against us because they have been chanting death to America? Did the president's contingency plans call for what would happen when they abandoned the Bagram airfield? This is absolutely essential to have it. It's gone. Did the president's contingency plan take into account how we're going to protect the southern border, since it was the president that has now left it totally open, where we now have over 40% of our border patrol doing paperwork because of his actions early in his administration? Did his contingency plan take into account what's going to happen when we might have Taliban coming across our southern border because they know it's open and porous? These are the questions Americans want to know if his contingency plans took into account. And finally, did his contingency plans take into account what's going to happen to Afghan girls and women? These are the contingency plans that he said that they took into account. And so, Mr. President, we want to know, and the buck does stop with you.